What is up, everybody, and welcome back once again to the Don't Shoot Disc Golf podcast. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Hopefully everything's working with the setup. Apologies for the lack of organisation back there. You guys saw some things you weren't supposed to see, but it's all good. Nothing limited. I want to give a huge shout out to the show sponsors, of course, London Disc Golf Community, and sponsoring the YouTube stream, and Disc Golf UK for sorting me out with everything else. I appreciate you all for coming along to watch this week's episode. Episode 59, just me tonight, and this is the Pro Worlds preview show. Of course, this is going to be Worlds Week coming right up. So, a couple of bits of admin to get us started, as always. Yeah, this will be the last show for a few weeks. There will be no show next week, as I will be watching Pro Worlds, and I imagine a lot of you will as well. And there'll be no show the week after, as I will be... doing the week after. Something important. I can't remember what, but something important. Virtual players meeting for the Manchester Wide Open. There you go. So yeah, no show for the next 2 weeks in a row, and then we'll be back for a couple, and then off a few in the summer as well. So taking a couple of breaks. Hope you guys don't mind too much. But yeah, welcome back to everybody in chat. Evening to Stephen. Evening to the other 7 or 8 of you who are here so far. Hopefully a few more people will rock up and come and listen to me talk about Pro Worlds. So yeah, very excited about that. But of course, the first thing we have to do is do a little bit of a UK Disc Golf News roundup. We've always got to talk about the UK Disc Golf News on the show, as we are one of the UK's principal sources of Disc Golf News. And yeah, sorry Paul, missing 2 weeks in a row. That's not like me, but it's unavoidable, I'm afraid. Plus, no one would want to come and watch me while Pro Worlds is on. If for some reason you guys wanted to watch me reactioning to Pro Worlds, that we could do a companion stream, but I really don't think that would be remotely interesting. But if there's some demand for a companion stream, we could do it, but it'll be a bit different to the podcast. I hope you're staying cool as well, Paul. So like I said before at the start of the show, there's no guest tonight, but we do need to talk about the UK Disc Golf News, and the first thing we need to talk about is the Berg Only event. Something I'm super excited about. Obviously, it's my first tournament being the primary tournament director. Huge shout out to Dan Hunter at Disc Golf UK. I couldn't do this without him. He's sorting pretty much everything out. I'm just showing up on the day. Dan is really sorting everything out. And yeah, the Berg Only is this Sunday at Sharley Park in Claycross, which is near Chesterfield. If anybody wants to play who does not currently have registered, you've still got plenty of time to sign up. There's loads of places available. We've got 40 people coming. Hopefully we get another few, but if not, 40 is plenty to make it a fun event. There's free food at Disc Golf UK. There's some urban holes. There's a mini hole. There's loads of really cool prizes. There's going to be a raffle where you can win Don't Shoot Caster Blast starter set with 5 discs in it, as well as signed canvas art by Sam George, who's done the prizes. So anyone who's not going is missing out big time, because you don't only get this cool players pack, you get other stuff as well. I actually went out and played some Berg Only round this week, a bit of practice in. I found myself really just throwing the K3 on pretty much every shot. It's such a great disc. It's so much straighter than the other Bergs that for just if you're just gonna be throwing Berg, then I find it really nice to be able to get into a rhythm. So I just chucked my K3 a lot. I got Amy in the chat asking where's the cat. I'm not sure. She hasn't been back in. I scared her off before. But yeah, K3 Berg really flying great. We'll see if I end up throwing the K1 or the K1 soft during the event. But yeah, looking forward to seeing some of you on Sunday. And other things in the UK Disc Golf news, of course. We've got the Quarry Park Open, which was the big tournament last weekend. I'll put this back up here, and it'll be like a little mini advert for the rest of the thing. Josh wants to know, how is Berg putting? Berg putting surprisingly good, actually. I'm all right with Berg putting. It needs a bit of a pop and a spin compared to most putting for me, but I find it's really comfortable straddle putting. I kind of spin it in anyway, straddle putting, so it works for that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how everyone else gets on. Seeing the field signed up, it's looking like I might have a good chance at being able to hang with everyone else. So usually we have a couple of open sharks come up. We've got an open Sharky. We've got Sharky coming along, but yeah, usually have a couple of people come along and beat me. But I got a chance at least, so it's going to be fun messing around. I really want to win Sam Judge's discs. Hopefully it's okay if I win. We'll have to see it. I'm sure we'll get some people rigged. But yeah, we were just about to move on to the Quarry Park Open. So let's pull up another tab. Of course, we're auto-playing some random music like we always do when I don't have my headphones on and I don't notice what is going on. So let's go over and we'll check out the results of the Quarry Park Open. Screen share. There we go. Get you guys to zoom in on this. So yeah, this was last weekend. This is the biggest event of the year so far, I think, in terms of player field, in terms of average player rating. And unsurprising to many people, it was won by none other than Noah Smithson. It's his home course. He only won by one shot. He was tied going into the finals. He had to make a putt to win it. So it's pretty much everything that we could have asked for in terms of the UK disc golf scene. Joe O'Brien, currently rated 1,008 and probably, I would say, the best player in the UK right now. Don't think that's controversial. He played amazing. He was playing with the Berg, actually. I was watching Noah and Joe both playing with Bergs. So if that's not a testament to Casterplast and their presence in the UK, I'm not sure what would be. But yeah, it was great to see Bergs going everywhere. It was great to see Joe put so much pressure on Noah, shoot a really great 52. Let's see what that was rated. 2014 rated third round. And ultimately came up one shot short in the playoff. Noah made a great putt on 18 to win it and took down the prize of $197 US. Good performances from a lot of other people. Well done to Matt Paslow for, even with a penalty shot, getting third. Charlie in fourth, 2 shots back. And then Cy Luard in 5th place. Those are everyone under par, and those were the ones who cashed. In other divisions, we've got Sue Underwood taking down Open Women's. Well done, Sue. Got Ian McDougall with a great -3 over the 3 rounds. That would be enough to place 5th in Open. In Pro Masters, taking the win, $176. And Dell, whose course it is, maybe a little bit disappointed, but he did well to hang in on +2. Tied with Jester for 2nd place, and Tweed taking 3rd, playing Pro Masters. So congrats to them. Unfortunately, Charlie Mead was winning his division by a long way, and then it had to DNF, so Steve Edwards took the win in Pro Master 50+. And in Intermediate, the division we all know, everyone really cares about is Intermediate. So we'll give you a little look at the divisions. Ryan Ford taking the win over Oliver Harris and Sam Perisaud. And Pepe as well. This division was one of the most competitive divisions I've ever played in. Look at these scores: 4, 5, 5, 5, 7, 6. And this was after the finals. But obviously Kevin one shot off getting into the finals. Sharky the same. It was pretty crazy. There was some great ratings for MA2. Like there we go, 2,000 rated rounds there. some other 900 and something odds. Hot score in round 1, 57 by none other than me. Yeah, my day got off to a great start. I played a good first round. I was feeling great, feeling confident. My game plan was working. I shot, like you said, a 963 rated round 1, including a 58 meter throw in for eagle on hole 1, which was my 7th or 8th hole. At one point I was actually 4 under par, which would have been something amazing on the black course, but then finished a bit weak. My confidence took a little bit of a knock, which was a bit of a shame, but it was okay. Things were going in, and my putting was fantastic. I didn't miss a putt in round 1. But then round 2 came around. We were playing a slightly easier layout, which kind of got in my head. I felt like I had to compete with where I was in the first round. I felt like I had to birdie holes, despite the fact that I was putting too much pressure on myself, and I ended up +8 or +9 in this round, rating under my rating. And I went home a little bit disappointed, actually, which is weird after such a great first round. But yeah, I worked out overnight that I probably had to shoot like 5 under or 6 under to get back into the show, get back into the finals, which was my goal. In actuality, it would have been like 2 under, would have been good enough, but I wasn't to know what it was going to be like. And so trying to go 5, 6 under was my goal, so I put some more drivers in my bag. I put an aggressive game plan together overnight, thought about where I could make up some shots, and then double bogeyed the first hole. So the wind straight out of my sails, confidence completely gone. Did my best to fight back, but ultimately going aggressive didn't work, and I shot a terrible round of 72, so 15 hole shots worse than round 1, and that was it for my tournament. So you live and learn. Quarry Park, as I said in my Facebook post, can be a bit of a mean mistress if you take a bit of too much of a bite out of it. You think, I can shoot 5 under. I was 4 under at one point in round 1, right? And you go for the holes. That's where Quarry Park bites you, and I paid the price. But overall, finished 18th out of 30 players in probably the best MA2 division the UK has ever seen. So not too bad, I guess. But not my goal. My goal was top 10, so I wasted that one on the final 2 rounds. But yeah, we live and learn. I've got more tournaments coming up. Obviously, Berg only this weekend. Then I'm playing Scottish Open in Glasgow the weekend after that, and then the Manchester Wide Open that I am tournament director of here. If you want to play Manchester Wide Open, there are about 8 places left. So send me a message on Facebook. I'll send you the details. It'd be good to have some more people, especially if Open players. There's £200 total cash payout for Open, and currently there are 5 men's Open players. And then there is also £80 cash for Open women, and there's currently 1 Open player. So come play Quarry Park Open. Not Quarry Park Open, we've done that. Come play Manchester Wide Open. So yeah, I think that's it for the UK disc golf news. So it's time to move over and talk about Pro Worlds. So 2021 Pro Worlds, also known as 2020 Pro Worlds because it was postponed by a year for the pandemic, will take place in Ogden, Utah. So when is this? This is starting on Tuesday night. So it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's 5 rounds, and they're playing 2 courses in Ogden, Utah. So for those of you who don't know, Ogden is the place that was on the picture at the start of the show, if I'd had it actually up. I'll pop it over now so you guys could see what it was like. Ogden is the city at the bottom of this valley in Utah. It's very high in the Rocky Mountains. And it's also on the preview picture. So they're playing 2 courses in Ogden. They're playing The Fort and Mulligan's Creekside. One is an open course and one is a wooded course. So I'll move over to the screen share again. You can kind of see it a little bit on Google Maps here. Here's Ogden. Here, up on the right-hand side of your screen is where the hills are. You can see the massive mountains that will be looming over the course. You can see in the picture in the top corner. Ogden is in Utah, just north of Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City's here. This is the Great Salt Lake, one of the biggest lakes in the middle of the US. And in the overall picture of the States, it's there. So we're in mountain time, so I think that is 6 or 7 hours behind us. And as you can see from the general colour of the map, this is quite a deserted place. It's kind of a dry, arid. Sand will be a factor in Ogden. So that's a little bit about the general course. The two courses are called the Fort and Mulligan's Creekside. The Fort is they're going both MPO and FPO divisions are going to be playing 3 rounds at the Fort, and the Fort is a wooded course that was designed by the tournament director, who's called Jade Sewell, and it's really quite a cool course. So there's a lot going on. There is rocky greens. There is trees on a lot of the greens. It's really quite tightly wooded at some points and slightly more open at others. Distance isn't a huge factor, so there's a lot going on. There's some coverage out there if you wanted to go look at GK Pro's YouTube channel, or just wait for the actual tournament. I'm sure we'll see practice rounds and stuff coming as well. But it's a really cool course, and looking forward to seeing what that's like. And then, of course, the other one is Mulligan's Creekside, Mulligan's Golf, on a ball golf course, but it's not long like a ball golf course might expect. It's a little bit of a, it's a little bit more controlled. There's some lakes, there's some water, there's a lot of treacherous greens. So there's a theme there. Like both courses have different kinds of treacherous greens, but you might easily go in a lake or run a putt. If I switch back onto the screen share, you'll see, like, this is the satellite view. There's quite a lot of like places where you could have baskets by water with putts directly at them. It's quite an interesting place to play some golf. So interested to see how they make use of the property, how they make use of all of the facilities. And there's actually other YouTube footage of this already on there. There was a famous ace by Ricky a few years ago when they played the Utah Open.
207 feet. If he puts this
Screen share.
safe, we can call it Ricky. And he wins.
Stuff guy.
Ricky Wysocki.
We can watch Ricky's
207
famous
feet.
ace over the water.
We're safe. We can call it Ricky.
And
And he wins. Ricky Wysocki.
Yeah, 2017 Utah Open was actually one of the very first disc golf tournaments I ever remember watching on YouTube. So lots of cool stuff going on over there. So looking forward to watching that. Of course, all of our favourite players are going to be there, and there's going to be so much coverage. There's going to be MPO lead, MPO chase, FPO lead, FPO chase, MPO third card, and live, I believe. So pretty much anything you could possibly want, and you can watch all of the cards there. Utah Open has been run on the Pro Tour several times, in 2017 and 2018, in fact. So the courses have got some history. The players have played there before. There's lots going on, and all of the players are, of course, going to be in attendance. We can look at the list of people who are going to be in attendance, which is kind of crazy. So on the MPO side, we've got, of course, Ricky, highest rated player in the world right now, and then Eagle, Paul, Calvin, Chris, and James Proctor all over 10-40. So these are the field headers. There's so many players over 10-30, 21 players over 10-30 at this event, and you have to scroll down all the way to 130th place until you find someone not 1,000 rated in the field of 280 players. So really anybody could win this. It's anyone's game. There's so many talented players, even here. Like, I mean, look down here, Silver Lart coming over from Europe, Jay Redding, friend of the show. We've got really great players like Leif Svensson, Paul Oman. Like, you've heard of all of the players down here this far down the list, and we're in the 80s. So something that I thought might be quite cool is to talk about the FPO division first. Of course, we've got Paige Pierce, top of the list, Katrina Allen, Hayley King, Sarah Hokum, Kristen Tatar. Very excited to see Kristen, flown over from Estonia, done the quarantining, all the things he had to do to be able to be able to get in the States and here to take on the others. And of course, Juliana Korver making her comeback. Pushing all the wrong buttons tonight, but yeah, Juliana Korver making her comeback on the pro scene, and is already 8th highest rated player. So lots of fantastic things going on the FPO side as well. So I thought it would be really cool to talk about a few of the players who are going to be there and make some picks and stuff, but not only for the best players in the world, but sort of everybody in the field. So I'm going to pick a random player, talk about who they are, and talk about what their what would be a good weekend for them. I'm going to have to skip some if I don't know them, but we'll see how I get on. So the first one we're going to look at, player rated 70th on the MPO side, is Aaron Gossage. So Aaron Gossage is an interesting player because he's from Colorado, and something that we haven't mentioned so far about the Utah Open is that it's obviously in Utah and it's up in the mountains. So elevation is a huge thing in disc golf. Discs fly completely differently up in the sky. This event is about 4,500 feet, so 4,500 feet, which is higher than the highest mountain in the UK by a fair significant margin. So like they're playing golf up in the clouds for us. Which is kind of crazy to think about. But discs fly differently up there. The discs all fly more overstable. And something that you'll have noticed when we were on Aaron Gossage's profile page is that he's from Colorado, Grand Junction, Colorado. Another place very high in the sky. Another place with great elevation. So he'll have an advantage there. He can throw really far. He played a tournament last weekend where Eagle McMahon was as well. It was an unsanctioned tournament. They took a weekend off and relaxed before Worlds. Got acclimatized to the height over in Colorado, and he pushed Eagle all the way apparently. So he's one to look out for sure. I think he's quite a young player. We saw him on coverage a couple of times this season. So that's he's definitely got some chances. A good performance for him at the Worlds. I would say if he gets in the top 40, he will have had a good weekend. So that would be cash. It'd be really interesting to see what the cash positions are. They've raised a lot of money, $50 per player per spectator, and they've got 1,200 spectators going, and all of that money is going straight into the prize pool. So we should see some good prizes this year. So let's pick another player, and we'll talk about a couple more before we make our picks. So number 6, who have we got? James Proctor. So James Proctor is an interesting player because he's so high rated, except he's not one of the normal people you would see on coverage. With his 1040 rating, he's among the elite in the sport, obviously. But you don't often see him on coverage, but that's why Pro World is such a cool event. You see all of the best players in the whole of the US and even in Europe in normal times make the pilgrimage over to wherever Pro World is hosted to compete. And yeah, it's obviously going to be really cool to see if James Proctor can play up to his rating. 6th highest rated player at the event. I think it's unlikely we see him in the top 10. I think rating isn't everything in disc golf. I think a lot of it is about winning, about experience on tour, about putting yourself in the situation where you would be. I think James Proctor solidly kind of top 15-ish player. Just such a great, really consistent, does everything. As Dom says in chat, does nothing special, just really solid. Agreed, he's an exceptional disc golfer. Will he win Worlds? Most likely not. Could he? Of course. But yeah, top 15 I think would be great for James Proctor. And then 81. I'm going to have to skip because I do not know who Chris Harris is. But shout out to Chris Harris from Round Rock, Texas. 107. We'll get one more that I know. How about that? 48. That one should be good. 48 is Clint Calvin. So Clint Calvin was on coverage quite a lot last year. He's I don't know an awful lot about Clint. He's a shorter stature player. I believe he's sponsored by, at least was sponsored historically by Latitude 64. he can throw pretty far. I kind of compare him to Emerson Keith a lot, like two kind of similar-ish players. Both have pretty well-rounded games. Clint's from California. I think Emerson is from Texas or something like that. But both kind of very cool individuals. I think Clint would be, he's 48th ranked. I think he would be good in the top 40. Would be a good performance for him. I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Charlie Goodpasture, making the trip over from Florida to play Pro Worlds. Can't wait to see him play. Hopefully he can make a push and get on some coverage. But if not, it'd be a really cool to get the perspective of a friend of the show and see where his head's at Pro Worlds and stuff. Talk to him tomorrow, I think, and catch up on where we are. So hi Charlie, if this gets back to you. So yeah, let's talk a little about what's one or two of the ladies. I can't really randomize the ladies because I don't know as much in detail about all of these women. But this, where did we get to? 48 women over 900 rated. Like I said before, Kristen Tatar over from Estonia. I think the only European woman who's made it over this time round. But it's cool to see that she's there, and I think she's got a really good shot at this. Let's talk about her a bit more when I do my picks. Sarah Hokum. Of course, she was on this show. She's still battling an injury, so she's only 90% sure she's even going to play the event. And if she does, I wouldn't keep my hopes too high for a Sarah Hokum victory this time around because she's battling an injury. She's doing her best to tough it up and go through it all. But who else do we need to give a shout out to? Ella Hansen, all the way down here, 32nd rated. Ella has been playing great. She's got a really good shot at being on the podium, even maybe top 5. She's an ultimate player. She's only been playing in the UK for about only been playing on the Pro Tour for about 18 months after coming over from Ultimate. And if you guys remember when we had Zoe Andike on the show, she was talking up Ella. Even back then, was saying she's going to be fantastic. And since then, she's had 2 third places in a Pro Tour and a Major, so she's definitely got everything she can be. And speaking of Zoe, she's here too. All of the best female players in the world, in fact, apart from a few Europeans. And then we talk about the top girls too. Hayley King, she's 3rd highest rated in the tournament. I think she's fairly confidently the 3rd best player in the world right now, and I think she's got a great shot to push Paige Pierce all of the way. So, yeah, let's make some picks for the World Championships. We've still got a few days if you guys want to do this as well. I'm going to start with the ladies. So, my 3rd place for the women. I'm going to pick Kristen Tatar as my 3rd place pick. I think she's got a good shot. She's a professional disc golfer in all senses of the world. She takes it very seriously. She plays full time. Even though there's been no tournaments really in Estonia in the last year and a half, she's a fantastic competitor and she's been practicing a lot, and I can't wait to see what she can do. If she wins it, I actually wouldn't be surprised at all. So she's got a really great shot. 2nd place, I'm getting Hayley King. I think she's had a great year. She's playing really well right now, and she's got a great chance at it. But for the win, picking Paige Pierce. I mean, it would be rude not to. How well she's been playing. She's got strokes on the field right now. She's really kicked it into a new gear for Worlds, and I'm excited to see if she can make it. Would that be number 7 or 6? How many world titles has Paige Pierce won? I think she's won 5, so I think it would be number 6. That would be crazy. And over on the men's side, so in 3rd place on the men's side, I'm going to take Team MVP's James Conrad. James has been playing really well. I don't think he's got quite a win in him, but I'd be happy to be found out wrong. But I think he could podium easily. I think both courses suit his game. Distance shots, but not too much distance on the golf course layout. And of course, technical lines in the woods is what he's known for. Both greens have danger and difficulty, and James Conrad's a great circle 2 putter, so I think he's a solid pick. For 2nd place, I'm picking probably the favourite, Ricky Wysocki. I think if Worlds had come a month earlier, he would have been a lock for 1st place pick. I think he's cooled off a little bit in the last few weeks. it'll be interesting to see if he can dial it in and take the win. But I'm going to go for my boy Eagle McMahon for the win. I don't think the courses suit his game amazingly well, but he's just won 2 different tournaments in a row. He's on fire right now. He's putting amazing. His sidearm is better than anyone in the world, and yeah, he's great on the green as well. And his winning attitude is second to none in disc golf, apart from maybe Paul Macbeth. But I would really like to see an Eagle one-time first World Championship for my favourite MPO player. So I'm Team Eagle this week. I've even got him on my got him celebrating on the lock screen of my phone. I don't think you can see that on here, but there you go. You can see it. Eagle lifting his previous victory. So yeah, Eagle McMahon all the way, I think. So let's save my picks. How many strokes under par? Oh, I've got absolutely no idea. 5 rounds. I think 8 shots around is probably good for MPO. Might be close enough, close to a winning score, maybe 8 to 10. So let's go FPO a bit less. Let's go 65. Save. Cool. So, yeah, I think that's all the main stuff that we've got for the Pro Worlds preview. Hopefully that gave you guys some insight. The way the broadcast is going to work is it's going to be 2 separate broadcasts with a break. If you're watching the live videos, we're going to have FPO first in the mornings, and then MPO in the afternoons over in the States. But like I said, 6 hours time difference, so expect the MPO broadcast to kick off sort of between 8:30 and 10 p.m. I'm not 100% sure on the actual time yet. The FPO will be a little bit earlier, probably like 4:35 our time. So yeah, that'll be cool to see. I'm really excited for it. I'm going to be watching live. Like I said before, postponing next week's show so that I can watch and you guys can too. I'll be over in the UK Discord channel chatting about some of the rounds and talking about the story. So if anyone wants to jump in, and then obviously I'll be for the Saturday round. I'll have just played in Scotland at Springburn Park. So hopefully there'll be even a chance to watch some of the live with some of you on Friday night or Saturday night. So if you're going up to the Scottish Open, let me know and we can watch disc golf together, hopefully. So yeah, what else tonight? Any questions from anyone in the chat about Worlds, about any of my events? Let us know. I'll hang on for a few minutes while we see if anybody wants to ask anything. But if not, we'll just wrap up a bit early tonight and give everyone a chance to get an early night. Dom asks, how many tournaments has Eagle won when coming from behind on the final round? Wow. That's a great question. I know at least a few. There was some great ones last year. I think he won off Chase Card on the Pro Tour twice last year. Has he done it this year yet? I don't think he was winning before the final round. This in the latest tournaments, but he was behind after 9 holes. He was a few shots back on Kevin before Kevin had a bit of a disaster, and Eagle managed to catch up and capitalise, which is good. But yeah, I think he's pretty good from behind. He doesn't usually check scores, so during the round he probably won't know that he's coming from behind. But he does. I think if he was like 4 shots down going into the final round, he might struggle a little bit if he didn't get off to a really hot start. So that would be one thing questionable about Eagle's chances of winning. I think he's definitely got the mentality. Has he got the experience winning majors? He won in 2017 and in the Aussie Open and in Kona Piste. Has he won any other majors? No. Could this be a first one? Potentially. Josh saying that he'd love Kevin Jones to put the Nightmare Rollaway behind him with a podium finish. Good shout, Josh. I think Kevin's playing quite well right now. I just think in a 5-round competition, the chances of Kevin having 5 good rounds in a row, maybe not that likely. I think he could probably have 3 and then 1 bad one and then another good one. which might be enough for a podium finish, but I don't know if you could put 5 rounds together and win. I'd love to see it if you could. Certainly managed to hook it up at last year's Pro Tour finale and a couple of other events, but yeah, I'd love to see a good finish from Kevin. Cool. Well, I think that's going to be it for tonight, guys. If you guys want to sign up for the Berg only tournament, there are still places. Send me a message on Facebook and we'll hook it up. And if not, I hope you guys have a wonderful few weeks, and I'll talk to you in 3 weeks' time. Yes, I do mean a Discord, Josh. I will post it on the British Disc Golf Facebook page tomorrow. There is already a Disc Golf one. Thanks for the well wishes, Dom, and you guys have a nice night. See you soon.